What's up, everybody? This is Truth the Barber Artist. So remember I told you guys I had something cool to share with y'all? Well, you're about to see it right now. You're about to see my first television appearance. So let me explain to you what you're about to see. This is a series that is featured out in Canada. It's called My Worst Nightmare, and it's about people talking about their nightmares, and then they're reenacted. So I submitted my nightmare, and they liked it so much they decided to feature it on their series. So it's based on a true story, but don't worry, I'm good. And yeah, so hopefully they'll bring it out here to the United States. But right now, the quality is not the best, the sound is not the best, the visual is not the best, but you'll be able to see and hear what's going on. But I'm excited to show you guys, and I hope you're excited. And let's get to it. Get your popcorn. Boom, it's going down.
The only way to combat this demon was to turn into a demon myself.
I'd let in something evil.
I am terrified to get into another relationship because I know this nightmare will happen again.
One of the oldest and most notorious dream demons, the succubus, uses her power of seduction to torture men in their nightmares. When men fall victim to the attachment of a succubus, it can be like a match made in hell.
Back then, 2008, well, life was a little tough. I had a separation from my ex-girlfriend at the time. And I had this couple that I knew, and they were good friends of mine. They had told me that I should leave that situation.
Looking for a fresh start, Truth rented a room in his friend's home.
I gave myself a few months to heal up, and then I started dating. I would say about 4 or 5 months after that.
Okay, so let's say 9 p.m., right? So we can get some food, popcorn, and then we can go watch the movie.
Truth's new dating life came with unexpected side effects.
First date went pretty good. Everything was fine. And then things started happening. My first nightmare came probably a week after I was with this person. So the nightmare begins, and I'm in my room, sitting on my bed, watching TV. And all of a sudden, I notice that all of the sound in the room just gets real quiet. And I start hearing a clock ticking. Now I look towards the door of the entrance of my room, and there is this beautiful woman standing there. She starts smiling and walking towards me. And I notice that my body just starts going limp. She comes by my ear and starts whispering something. I couldn't really make out what she was saying. But at that point, I started feeling a little nervous. I look at her face and I notice that her eyes are black. I'm starting to feel a little terrified. I'm trying to move away, but she's holding me down. I can't breathe. I feel like I'm suffocating. This woman is completely draining the breath out of my lungs. I feel that my life is being sucked out of me somehow. My soul just feels like it's leaving my body. I feel like I'm about to die. And then I wake up. I started thinking about this nightmare throughout my day, I really was curious to know where it came from, what it was.
Truth sought out help from his friend Melody.
My first guess about the nightmare was maybe it was about my ex. Maybe my ex was cursing me.
I've been having this nightmare that a beautiful woman comes into my room.
So I knew my friend Melody was into spiritual stuff, so I figured I can go to her and just ask her about my nightmare.
When Truth told me about his nightmare, it kind of freaked me out a bit.
Melody called a friend who specialized in witchcraft and demonology.
Yes, exactly.
That person explained to her that what I had dreamt about was called a succubus.
A succubus, the female version of an incubus, is in fact a demon. She comes to unsuspecting men while they sleep and has her way with them. Succubus, they will drain the life force from you. They will ruin everything in that man's life. She basically marks him. That man belongs to her.
I'd never even heard of a succubus, but once she explained it, then everything started to make sense. This is not just a regular nightmare. This is a demon that's following you around. It freaked me out to the point where it changed my mind about everything that I believe in. Now I definitely know that there are things out there that can't be explained.
The succubus attacking Truth in his nightmares opened his eyes to other strange occurrences that surrounded him.
The house I was staying at the time was kind of old. It looked nice from the outside at first glance, but I felt this vibe. There was a feeling of discomfort, especially when I would see this cat. There was this cat that was the pet of my friend who lived in the house. They told me that the cat was there, but he would never be seen throughout the day. So I would open my door and the cat was always there. Seeing the cat just be there every time I opened my door did creep me out, like there was something there, something I couldn't explain. It was just eerie. I felt maybe the cat knew something that I didn't.
When Truth told me about the cat that was hanging around, I kind of felt like it was strange, but at the same time, I felt like the cat was there for protection.
Cats, throughout ancient times, have always been known as the protectors of their people, of their space. They have been known to chase away negative energies. Therefore, the cat most likely picked up on the fact that Truth had this succubus attached to him.
I told him that he needs to get out of there.
I wanted to get my life back on track, start getting some sleep again. So I moved out and I wanted to start fresh. I was hoping that maybe these nightmares would be gone permanently.
Unfortunately for Truth, the succubus had other ideas.
They found love online with a convict.
The the succubus refused to let any other woman get close to Truth.
Every time I tried to date, or every time I had a new girlfriend, the nightmares would come back. It was like the succubus was jealous of the woman I was with.
Being tormented by a succubus is very akin to like having a jealous lover. It will try to drive anyone of the opposite sex away from you because they want you for themselves so they can just drain your energy from you and keep anybody else away from you that might push them away.
Soon, the succubus started showing up in other nightmares.
I am in a bar, and there are these two gentlemen sitting at the bar. We have a couple drinks, and we're talking, and they start pointing towards a table over to my left. I noticed that there's a beautiful redhead sitting at the table. Now they start telling me, go over and talk to her. Go on. I walk over to the table and I sit down. Now the woman smiles at me. I start getting the feeling, oh no, it's her again. I don't know what to do, so I keep talking to her, and at this point, I feel like I have to get away from her. I know it's the succubus. I know it's her. I'm getting up. I'm trying to walk away. Now she grabs my hand. So hard, I can't move. When I look at her face now, I see those black eyes again. She says, no, you're staying with me. Her nails start to dig into my hand. My skin starts to bleed. This woman is killing me. Now I'm looking at her, feeling my heart beating. I feel weak. At this point, I wake up again.
Not knowing how to get the succubus to go away, Truth sought out medical advice.
First time that I went seeking help for this problem was I went to a sleep therapist. They hooked me up to all these wires and they had me stay overnight. They explained to me that he's gonna run some tests and they basically watched me sleep. The doctor did tell me that I was very violent in my sleep. I was throwing elbows, kicking, punching, and he couldn't explain why. One thing I started to notice was every woman that I dated ended up going to the hospital for one reason or another. I had to figure out how I'm gonna deal with this because it started to all connect back to the succubus.
The succubus had succeeded in keeping Truth all to herself.
Getting rid of succubus or any actually negative entity requires a spiritual process, whether it's an exorcism or a cleansing ritual, because it becomes like a possession. Only they're possessive of you. They're possessing you, but they're keeping everybody else away.
Today, Truth has given up dating altogether.
It is difficult to stay alone, but it's better that way because I don't want these nightmares to come back.
All right, that was it. Wasn't that amazing? Hey, I'm so curious to know what you guys thought. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know what you think. And hey, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.